Hi, this is Vic. In this tutorial, we'll look at the methods in Java. So why do we need methods? Suppose you have a part of code that needs to be copied in different locations so that its functionality can be used in various parts of the program. So what you need to do is copy and paste that code everywhere in your program. This will increase the code redundancy in your program, which is not suitable for the program performance. Now what we can do, we can make a method and put that code within the method, and wherever the code is needed, we can make a call to that method. Suppose we need a factorial program that we made in the for loop tutorial, and we have to call it in two different classes in the same program. So what we can do, let's open this for demo, and here you can see we have the factorial program. So copy it, and let's say here, let's make a method for the factorial. Let's have a void and method name, let's say factorial and parenthesis, then a set of curly braces, and paste the code here. So now this is a full-fledged method with the name factorial and which is returning nothing. So we can now use this method anywhere we want. So now to use this code in some other class, let's say we make a new class, new, and make a new Java class and give it a name use method. Let's make it use method 1 because I will be creating another use method class, and finish and make another class with the name use method say 2 and finish. So now we have two classes, the use method 1 and use method 2. Let's call this method the factorial method. So to call, let's first have a main method in both the classes and make an object for method demo and give it a name. Let's give meth equals new method demo and semicolon. So now we have an object referenced by meth and meth dot factorial. So we are calling here, and let's copy this and paste the same code here, psvm main method, and copy this. So this is absolutely right, and first save all from here. Now first let's see what this code prints. Shift F6 and factorial equal to 120, which is absolutely right. And now let's see this one, shift F6 and here also. So now you have saved a lot of your coding and the repeat code copy pasting, and just replaced it by a method call. So this is quite useful. Now let me concentrate only on one of the classes, and let's close this class. And now let me show you how the control flows when we call a method. So let's make a breakpoint here in the main method by clicking here. So now let me show you how the control flows when I'm calling a method. Go to debug. Let's first right click and debug file. Now the debugging has started. F7 to step into this method. Now in this we are creating an object, so this would also make a call because this is also a method. This is a special method called constructor, and we'll be talking about this in the later tutorials. So F7, and here you can see it goes to the class method demo, and let's again F7, and we are back in the use method 1 class. Now F7 again, and the flow comes to this part, and F7 again, and here you can see the flow goes directly into the factorial, and F7, and it comes to the loop, so it will be iterating for 5 times. See, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and loop is over, and it comes to this part, and F7 again, and the body of method is completed here. So we'll get back to the use method now. F7 again, and here you can see this main method is also completed, and we are done with the debugging, and the program has successfully completed. Now let's make this program a bit more useful, because here we are using pre-assigned values for number. So let's remove the number from here, remove it, and put it over here, int number. So by putting int number here, what we have done, we are asking the callee of this method to provide us with a number so that this number can be used here. Now, how to provide this number? Go back to the use method one, and here you can see we are using factorial, and here it is giving an error because required int and it has found no arguments. So we have to give an argument of type int here. So let's give 5 and shift F6. So 120, and if we provide some other number, let's say 10, so we'll get this number. This is called the actual parameter or an argument, and this is called as the formal parameters or normally as parameters. And you can have as many parameters as you want in your program. The limit is 255 or so, I don't actually remember, and I don't think that much parameters you'll be using, so there's no point of remembering anything like that.
In the last tutorial, I have told you that I will show you a better method to actually access instance variables in the ice cream class.
So this is the class that we have used earlier, and I have changed both of these classes a bit, and I have made both the instance variables as private members, so these can't be used outside of this class. Now this method will be used to set the values for these variables. Here we are taking two string parameters because both of these are strings, and we name it FLA and we name this as COL, and assigning the values of each of the parameters into the instance variables. Now with this method we are displaying the values of flavor and color, and here you can see I am not using a return type as void, and I am using a string here because I am returning something back to the
Caller of
this method. So here you can see I am calling this method. Now I have written the value that is returned by the method to a reference called display of type string. So display is referencing to the value that this will contain, and we have outputted the display. So shift F6 to see what happens, and here you can see we are getting ice cream, flavor equal to vanilla and color equal to white. Also what you can do, comment this out and copy this and replace display to vanilla.display. That is, we are calling a method within a method, that is a method call within this println method. So shift F6 and we are getting the same result here. So this is the better way of setting the values and returning the values by using these methods. And you can see I am using public here so that these methods can be used anywhere by any other class. Also you can make a method private and use it for different purposes, for some private purpose within the class. So we'll be seeing more on methods and the special method called constructor in the later tutorial. So with this we come to the end of the tutorial, and do practice at home using NetBeans and any program you may Google or take it from the firstlearner.com site. I am providing assignments there, and see you next time.